Okay, I'm now live. Trying to get everything turned on here. I turned it off. God dog it. Then my Scott brought up. There we go. Now go to YouTube, to the computer. Sure is nice to have a day off. I was going to cut grass, but I changed my mind. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow night. So let's see. Now I got live. There we go. And get my coin holders. I'm working on saving money up to get. I do have a camera for the computer. I do Logitech, but I want to get a little bit more high definition camera. Be pointing down. Get some other software up here. Hello, Kevin. We're going to start off with some pennies. I found another Lincoln cent off camera. Oh yeah, that's the Indian headset. I think I already put it in here. This is my latest find. 44. They came in on one of the rolls I did off camera. Sometimes I hunt off camera just to speed up things. I want to raise up the scope as far as I can get it. There we go. I'm going to get my hands underneath everything. So how was your day? I don't know if I want to eat supper tonight. I haven't decided yet or not. I love these coin tubes by strings, any strings, but I got the thing that where you can close them in, but I cannot find them. I might have to order another set. But once they get folded over, you can't use that thing to collapse them in to make them look like they're bank wrapped. I prefer those over there pushing them in. Sadie, yeah, hello. Be careful what you're typing in there. It's going. There you go. It says message being helped for review. Please keep everything friendly. Now, one guy came in the other night and actually found out he was a sub, and so I removed him from a channel altogether. Please don't want to do that to anybody. People come in here and see what I find and learn and ask questions. Okay, you keep typing something it does not like, so please, whatever you're doing, please stop it. I'm not going to review messages. Okay, please don't, no questions like that, please. I'm not going to answer questions like that. If you do not stop, I know you're trolling. Please do not troll my channel. I do not appreciate that. Makes it unpleasant for other people to come into the channel. Well, to me, that's trolling. This is about coins, not personal hygiene. That is not my specialty. Okay, I must have some zinc rock coins in here because the coins do not want to come out the tube. Okay, you're gone. I ask you to stop. There. And a lot of people ask me questions like that, or making comments. That's not what this channel's for. As for respect, you get respect when it's given. That penny's actually stuck here. Ew. That's not gonna go. I ain't gonna look at that. Okay, here we go. Put some pennies first. No, this ad guy, whoever he was, I just hit his comments. I do not appreciate that kind of comments on my channel. Or advice, asking for advice like that. Okay. I'm here to help with coins, coin collecting, see what we can find, what we can learn. See if we see anything. Counting copper. All the other stuff. Looking for wheat cents, Indian head cents. I was actually going through some wheat cents I had in the bag I got from the coin shop. Where is it? This is in the bag of Wheaties. Got from the coin shop in 1907. Found that bag of Wheaties last night, sorting through some bags that I got. That happens sometimes when you buy in bulk. I collect everything. If you want to collect, the easiest thing to collect are Lincoln cents. Well, you can still get them. There's a little die crack right there. So we got a die crack that's going into the tube. It's the hardest album to complete because of the rarity of the coins. The easiest coins to collect to complete an album would be the $8. If you count the silver proofs, the silvers, bicentennial years, in 72, there's 3 different reverse types. And all in all, it's about 40 coins in that. You can get them all fairly reasonable prices. I spent maybe $200 on Ikes, buying proof sets, and the graded Ike, which is not in the book. I got a token in place of it. That's the easiest book to complete. If you got a local coin shop, you can go to and buy the proof sets, the silver proofs and all that. I'd do that one first. But it's the most easiest thing to collect are the Lincoln cents. It's $25 a box. You hunt the box. And when you don't want, you return it to the bank. Get you another box. Now, I do pull all the copper coins out. And if I don't need them, I mean, I get my penny back, you know. But they're worth roughly about 3 cents a piece, maybe 4. 23, there's an extra V right at the VDB. I still have yet to find one. I got suspicion of one, but I don't think it is one. Dryer's done. I decided today to take it easy. I was going to cut grass, but decided to take it easy today. Nickels, you look for war nickels, which have the mint mark above the dome. It'll be 42, 43, 44, and 45. The key date of that series is the 50D. The key date of the Lincoln cents is the 1909S VDB. You know, semi-key dates. You just go by the minutes numbers, get you a red book. And the most expensive thing to buy will be the gold coins. Now, what I've been doing, I've been saving the 24s and 25s in case it's just truly true last year of the Lincoln cents to be minted. I want to have some. They're in decent shape, you know? I think that's 24s. There are varieties on the 24. I found the DDOs. Waiting for mine to show up on Wexler's, DDO 002. Dimes, you usually look for silver, but you can't find errors on dimes. There are double dies on dimes. Die chips. Die chips on dimes can be pretty big. There are rarities on some of the coins, like the Lincoln cents. If you find a copper 1943 or still 44, you got some major money in your hands. You have to decide what you want to collect, though. That's the thing. State quarters is a good thing to collect. You can kind of consider those like mini commemorative coins. So same thing with the women's quarters. Resistance is the last year of the women's quarters. And there's one more issue of those to come out. What I plan on doing is on a Saturday, I have yet to open up the rolls, is we open up on Go Live on a Saturday morning. I'm talking about in the morning. It's going to take a while to go through all those quarters. And I put those into tubes. That may be doubling on there, but I'm not sure. Nope, it's not. It's just how the metal's being pushed, sucked in. So, yeah. anybody's new to the channel, if you'd like to, you can subscribe. My rules of our own channel is be respectful. Do not ask personal questions like the other guy did. Because I don't like to be mean to people. After all, I was involved in Boy Scouts. You know, I respect people, their opinions, but so I have some personal questions. I'm not going to. It doesn't do well with me. It's 98. Now 98, 99, and 2000. This is the close AM. You're looking for the wide AM. There's a gap between the A and the M. Let's see if I can see. They've switched to the close AM. See, that's a wide AM, but this is not one of their coins. That's just a shield cent. They used the reverse dies that year by accident. Sometimes some of these accidents are intentionally made by the mint. I want to go to the Philly Mint and the Denver Mint, two of those facilities. I'd like to go to DC or Fort Worth, be closer to go see the BEP, watch them print the paper. Now, copper coins transitioned in 1982. There's 7 different coins. Supposedly, well, there is an 8th one, not many of them. There's a large date and small date, 82. And if we come across, I'll call them out, what they are. There's not supposed to be a copper small date, but some did get made and did get released onto the public, and some have been found. Not by me, I wish. No, it's actually supposed to be. There's supposed to be 3 coppers. This is a large date. You can tell by the 2. It just comes straight down and dies and just doesn't hook. So what I do, I put that one off the side. This is probably copper. But you have to weigh them. Well, 3.1 grams for copper, 2.5 for zinc, and this is 3.1. So that falls right on line. I'll keep that on the side. If I come across a small date, I'll show it to y'all. There's a group, US Penny Collectors on Facebook. You can join that. And that's actually at the top of the page. That's another large date. A little bit better variety. Better looking one. So that one we'll keep out. This has got some junk on it. The oldest coin I found roll hunting so far, I think, has been in 1910 on the wheat cents. And last year, December, I had one box that had 5 Indian head cents, with the others being 1898. The video somewhere's on there. Go back 6 months, 7 months, however far. This is another copper one. Got a little bit of red, but starting to tone up. Got some other issues with it. Hey, Dan. Dan, I kept waiting for you to send me your address on Discord. Did you ever do it? Now, 92, you're looking for the close AM. This is the wide AM. You want the close AM on 92 Denver or Philly. That's a reverse proof that was used that year. Okay. When I come to you tomorrow, I gotta go to the post office. I'm kind of low on gas, so maybe Wednesday. When I get off of work, I'll shoot you a message on Discord when I get off of work. But I got your coin in the book, ready to come to you. Five, 4, 5, 5. So 5 copper that round. Well, So waiting for the to appear on Wexler's is DDO02. They have yet to update the page. If it's not up there by Friday on message, the guy that did the attribution, he said he meant to speed him up a little bit to get it on there. So as of right now, I'm up to 3 2009s and 8 weeks since. No Canadians. I don't really kind of keep tracking 2017 Phillies. But I get still on my chart. I guess I can start doing that again. See them again in a row. A lot of ones I don't keep unless they're nice now. Man, since you're in town, I'm not wasting a stamp. If I could ship it and mail it, but I just hand it to you personally. Yesterday, things got messed up on Saturday. I did my show yesterday. Didn't have many people buying, so I quit. And then I forgot about doing the giveaway for the channel, which is going to be this weekend. 64 Denver. Well, I haven't seen some usage. Slightly off-center strike on the obverse. So that's coming up. I'm probably going to sell it tomorrow night on Whatnot. So I might not be on here. Got a bunch of coins. I'm still trying to raise money to donate to ovarian cancer research and muscular dystrophy research. $10 tip yesterday, so that's $5 already for those two. I made 43, so I'm splitting. So I'm just making even 20. So right now each one's getting 15. I will do a total of all my sales once all these coins are gone. And then once all the money's in, I'll go live on YouTube to show the donations being paid out to ovarian cancer research and muscular dystrophy research. So one of the videos, one of the more recent live feeds I did, I put the Whatnot link on there. If you have not downloaded it, it's a good place. You can buy all kinds of stuff on there. There's one company they actually box up food. You can bid on a box of food and get it. I've seen people get $50 worth of food for like $17. There's a 61D. Slight rotation on the mint mark, but I don't know like a RPM. I was going to do some nice recents that I bought. That D is RPM 00. That's supposed to be a 3. No, 2. Took me a while to find it, narrow it down, looking at all the markers and stuff. More copper. So 8 weeks since puts me back past. I've been averaging 6 weeks since a hunt, so we're past that point. Copper's a little light. Really likes. Thank you very much. Or Sneaky was here. So for some reason, when I get somebody on here as a mod, they can't comment on my videos, so I have to remove the moderator tag from whoever's on here. That coin looks funny down there. Oh, it's Lincoln cent. Just tones funny. First of all, I thought it was an Indian head set. The way that coin looked, I was going to say, holy cow. We got another Indian head cent. So 2 sales yesterday. Saturday. Well, Saturday lost power. So Muda showed yesterday only had 2 buyers. So I may sell again tomorrow night. Just go for an hour and that's it. Buffaloes. I got some Indian head cents. No telling what I got. Today, one store was open. I went there and picked up a blank quarter page, a nickel page, and a Lincoln cent page. Because I'm in the process, I like buying tone coins and all that. I got some cool looking tone Lincoln cents. Just no place for them. Uh-oh, we're up to 6 on this row. Next, we'll be doing some nickels. And this is a roll. What is it? Roll 31 of these customer wrap pennies. So hopefully I get all these pennies done. Picking up another box. I hope to remember to get me a box. And I may get them to order me a box of nickels for the end of the month. If I don't touch that money from Domino's, I'll have $100. So we'll see where we at on that. And I just up a video on die chips and stuff. I found a die chip on the presidential coin. I've looked at every presidential coin I've ever got my hands on, and that's the first time I found one. Well, I were in batch. They've been used, okay? Originally, the first few presidential sets were used. They minted a lot, and they used them in vending machines. So those I turned back in. Now I got 98. Did we get a close AM? Wide AM? Yeah, we got the close, not the wide. 6 coppers. Now, I do have to go pick my son up about 10 tonight. I had a dime while roll hunting in one of these customer wrap pennies. And I was actually plus a penny in that, so I was up 11 cents. 6. I forgot to put on the 6. This is roll 32. Then there was some strong doubling on these coins. And I put something in timeout, Dan, because he was asking questions you shouldn't be asking on this channel. And not a doctor. There's a nice... See, this early stage are red-brown. Not about mid-stage red-brown. See how you're getting tones? Where on the high points of Lincoln? The memorials, you can find die clashes. I found one on the 2013, a partial clash. That was left. Yep. It goes into the tube. Nothing more tips. I'm not ordering from this company again. They're great because they hold more. Ooh, look at that. That, my friends, is a die crack running from the S into the memorial building. I've never seen one like that before. It actually looks like it starts at the F. What year was that? 84. Nice extra year, but yeah, I think I'll keep that one. That's a nice little die crack there. That's a cool little find. Got some more arrow coins coming in. Once I get them all in, those can get listed on eBay. People won't pay enough on whatnot for those coins like they do on eBay. And a bunch of elimination errors I got. Oh, it's going to get relisted on the Bay. Oh, we got Canadian cent coming up next. Let's see what year we got. 1975. A little damage on the obverse, but the reverse is in pretty decent shape. So we got our first Canadian cent of the hunt. I think Canadian copper is a little bit heavier than our copper coins. Okay, well, I want to find out. I think it is. I think it's a gram. I think it's a gram heavier. I forgot. I used to know it. No, it's 0.1. Same as ours. Okay. Hoping to come across the 1982 small date. So these are explaining I got both coins in hand. May go with a liquid milk tonight for supper. See what my son wants, and wherever we go to, I'll probably just get a drink from there. Speaking of drink, drinking, anybody here eat at Subways besides me and then upset they get switched out the Coke to Pepsi? That's not the close one, but I keep looking for the close date, the close AM on there. Actually, I talked to the guy that owns one of the local franchises at Subway. He said that move cost him 15% of his business. Now here, I'm gonna drop it down. 88 towards the end. What they did similar to the 39 Jefferson nickel. They used the reverse dies of 39. Of 89, and that's not it. That's the straight FG. That's the normal one. If I find 89, I'll show you what the other one looks like. See, I don't mind it. It's just hard for me to get the coins I need to scope. Makes finding errors a lot easier, I can tell you that much. I'm going to get me a new scope that actually you can use a button to zoom in and out on. Now, starting in 1990, they started adding the mint mark to the dies that Quentin Hand stamping those. I've seen people on nickels or PM. It's a 1992 and the P shifted over. I've seen that on eBay listed a lot. It's like, no, it's not. Also, where you're looking at pennies, you look for cuts. On all the coins, you can find cuts. We only found one. That was on a Lincoln wheat cent. No, that ain't what I thought it was. See what year is this one? That's 90. 5 to 89. I'll compare it to you. We'll compare it. See, that is changed from the 89. But if y'all watch the beards on Lincoln, throughout the years, his beard has changed. If I find a good, clean example, I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. See, here they went back to the beard they used back in the 70s and since it came out the memorial cent. A2D large date, so this is going to probably more like be copper. And it is. And supposedly they had some 83s that were made from existing copper blank planchets. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I never got the exact word on that. But that's what the rumor has. So that's another one you could look for. Now, in 2009, the mint sets, proof sets were made. D took a hard hit with copper coins. Only the mint sets and the proof sets. So they brought back the copper planchets for that year. They also did them in a satin finish. All the coins from 2005. Okay, this is what I call the fancy beard. I want to say it came out with these in 80. Let's see. Let's look at 88. That'd be 80, 88, 89 or 90. They started out with the fancy beard. More detailed. We got a, no, 64. I was going to say weedy, but it's not. Environmental damage on that one. Look like a metal detector fine. Still a fancy beard. I think they did that until 2008 or 2009. Then they switched back to this beard. 2014. Pennies take a little bit longer to go through. 69, Denver. I did find a true floating roof. That's where these lines are missing. When they cleaned them, they polish the dies every so often. The lines on that area got rubbed out, and they call that the floating roof. They're common. I think I found one in 1970, but I just don't remember. And supposedly on the bicentennial $50, they have a floating roof, but I never heard of that. I've heard that recently, just never seen one. So if you come in and out, stay for a while. Ask, got any coin questions I can answer? I might be able to. If not, I know people who I can ask. Can always get back with you. If you have a channel on Coin Collector, if you subscribe to me, I would definitely sub you back. Well, I'd like to see what you do in your videos. Now, I like to look for varieties and errors and stuff like that. Oh, where is that at? I did find... Where's that quarter at? Is this it? Found Salt River Bay. Is this it? That's the regular. Okay, that's the regular one. Steely. Give me a second, y'all. I'm looking for something to show y'all. Oh, man, I need to buy Mr. Rich. This I found the other night. Possible doubling in the doorway right there on the Jefferson nickel. I'm going to be sending this off to the guy that does the nickel website. See what he thinks. So I got to remember to do that. I got to put that in a different flip for that. I'm looking for. I finally found out that double die quarter I was trying to tell Nikki about the other night. I put it in this bucket right here next to me. Those more gorgeous looking. Ah, I found it. Put all these back up. I just took out. I got so many bags of change and stuff and I'll pick up from my shows. I need to go back through them. Okay, Salt River Bay. There's your DDO 003. If you look at the O, it's got, some people call it cat's eye or poisonous snake eye. It's up to you, whatever you want to call it. But the O, it's not supposed to look like that. So everything on this, in God We Trust, is doubled. You see the T, it's all shifting either down or up. I don't know which way you're supposed to go. Slight thickness in the word Liberty, not much, but it's just slight. There's no thickness in quarter, dollar, or United States. Some shifted in the T on here. You got some slight doubling in the word United States, not much. But it's more or less, it's in the words "In God We Trust." So you can see contact marks from other quarter. Now I still keep checking this thing, looking for doubling in the leaves. Hope I find DDO, DDR. So that's what I was trying to show Nikki the other night. Bring up my first 2014 low managed dime and change. So that's what I was trying to show Nikki. And she comes in tonight, I can still show it to her. And I know where it's at. So I kept one regular. I got one regular one in there and one in that DDO, so I can show the comparison. So if you ever find a DDO, keep a regular one with it. If you keep them in flips, I actually have a book. I do those smaller pages and put flips in them for my finds of the year. I got 6 copper, including a nice 77. On to some nickels. So far, I only found one more nickel. That was great, the first row. Not bad. I did 3 rows in roughly 45 minutes of me stopping to look for something. As you know, nickels do not take that long to do. I'm going to raise this up a little bit more. It just makes it hard for my hand. Now I got a couple coin scopes I want to get. Also, I need to get me a 3D printer for some other stuff. So what we look for in nickels? Well, everybody says shield nickels. That'd be extremely rare. V nickels. They're actually not. Actually, people call them V nickels. They're known as Liberty Head nickels. It's actual terminology by the U.S. Mint. Buffalo nickels. Any of the nickels pre-62? War nickels, definitely, because there's 35% silver. Cuds on nickels. So, then die chips on the building, known as beehives. This has been light on beehives. Let me tell you, usually I find a much. The low managed 2009 P&D. Denver 2004 P&D, with Denver being a lower managed than the Philadelphia minute coins. Any nice 1982-83s, just, you know, don't, because they did not make mint sets that year. So you want to find a nice one you can, put them in your books. You find one, put it off to the side. If you don't find anything nicer, put it in your book until you get your next batch of nickels. Now, the beehives have been occurring more on the 2006 forward, but in 2005, they used this signature. You can find die chips up in here. Anywhere on the word Liberty, you can find die chips. Next month, I'm going to be buying as much on Whatnot because I'm trying to get the money together to set up the website up. In fact, I'm going to start typing the introduction to the webpage and all that this week coming up about beehives and such items you can look for. This is a nice. See, this has been a nice 2014 to keep, but look at the contact marks. It just destroys it. Plenty of luster. If you ever watch the videos, those coins just shoot off out of the mint press like a bat out of hell, you know? And that's why they get damaged. There's a way they're going to be able to put those coins in without them getting so much damage done to them. This is a well-struck Philly coin. This would be a good one for a kid to have in their book. But like I said, I'm slowly buying mint sets. Putting the mint sets in my nice books. Now, if I start with another Jefferson nickel book, modern, that one would have gone in there. We got Buffalo nickel, the more modern Buffalo nickel. Here we got early stage beehive. I can't find my dang pointer again. This is what happens. I calculate for my show and I lose all my stuff. Okay. I like having a pointer so you don't see my hands on the screen, you know? I saw it around here just a few minutes ago. How can I lose a 10-inch long bamboo skewer on my desk? So this is what they shipped the proof sets off in 2009. I got 3 of these now. One's for a buddy of mine that's over in Eunice. Where I get a chance to go back to his house. He's got that. I got a book for him. I found one. Right here we got raised metal. But turn it just right. You see where the die is starting to break. Turn this down just a hair. There's a little bitty arc right there. So I got early stage beehive. Now the 20 Buffalo Philly. We went to a different one to look for the speared bison. I gotta find that too. Well, I was into a tube also. Nasty. Look for proofs. Actually, one time I was rolling, didn't realize I had a proof. I went back and double checked my nickels and found a 2018 proof nickel. It was so clouded up and circulated, it was heavily used. The fills were not even, that might be a DDR. It is. Which one it is, I do not know. I have to look that one up. 97. $13 Philly. Looking for the line across the nose. Don't see it, so we do not have the die clash. Surprised I don't have my gloves on. Should have gloves on. Give me a second. Four likes, thank you. I educate as much as I can with what I know, and what I don't know, I try to learn. I got the wrong size gloves. For some reason I ordered a medium instead of the large. If I was still married, these definitely would fit my ex-wife's hands. 75. See how they got all these contact marks? Let's see what we got in the reverse on this one. It's almost got full steps, probably get 5 full steps, but the damage, it's not worth getting a low grade for 5 full steps. I won't send that one in at all. But the way they're packaging the nickels up now, you'll probably get a better chance of getting getting full steps on those. Versus these that get shipped to these sites where they roll them up together. I'm gonna start saving my money up. I want to get a box of quarters. That's $500 you got to tie up for a hunt. On something like that, I definitely would deposit that back into my account. I'm just looking. Usually I get better luck with beehives and bank wrapped versus customer wrap rolls. Okay, tomorrow, back to work. Tell my son I may do some oven baked chicken. I don't know yet. Back in the day when I wanted to barbecue, like at night or something, it would be raining, so I started injecting chicken and barbecue sauce. And let me tell you, we barbecue chicken, we put the sauce on the outside, but man, if you put it on the inside, you get better flavor. You really, really do. It's just a dirty old coin. Didn't really find any dye chips on the letters or anything. I mean, I found a few. And there's some of the rows that we've done. $85. That's not really finding dye chips or anything like that. But a few in the letters. Found a possible DDO. I want to contact that guy. Actually, I want to take pictures of that nickel and send it to him and see if I need to send it in or if he can do the attribution without me having to send that nickel off. So yeah, I could get full photos of the coin and all that. There's a 96. So anybody cook this weekend? Which I cook? Who watch football games? The Tigers beat the Clemson Tigers. Watch the highlights of that game today. Refs, even though the refs were the SEC crew, they tried to give Clemson that game big time. But LSU Tigers prevail. I guess you could say we are the true Death Valley now. Here's the next row. At maybe beginning, we got the die clash. No, it's not die clash. We had the beginning of a beehive right there. It's not strong enough to keep, but I would imagine over time that die broke more and more, and that thing got probably pretty big before they noticed it. Now, that looks like that's some doubling in the letters. Let me flip. No, that's just the machine. That's just the metal flow. It's just too flat. Two 2005, Denver, the Joy. I was gonna find the albums I put into a tube. It's in one of my tall tubes. I'll have to find it, put all those in there. Actually, I'm not going to keep these. I got enough rolls of those. Some uncirculated rolls. I got some original mint wrap. Somebody actually gave me a roll. I think it's a piece, the handshake. And the coins are toning from the ink on there. And they've actually gotten darker since I got that roll about a year and a half ago. Yep, it's been a while since somebody commented, but okay. But you can find die chips all over these letters on the reverse. If you're into that. Those are mint errors. They're not supposed to happen. They happen, the dies get fatigued, wear out, and they begin to break from all the pressure. Striking metal on metal is not good. Old nickel or 64? How about 47? Philly. So we got ourselves another free 60 nickel. There's a 64. I got 164 that's questionable about a RPM. It's hard to tell. Two people. Oh well, one of the people is my computer, so I actually got one person watching. Thank you for staying. So below, I did upload the video today. Got some more videos to upload. Some shorts, some wrap-ups. I finally went through all the copper that I had out of 2 boxes. Together was over 700 something, no, almost 800 copper coins. Counting the Wheaties. And a few Canadians I had in that. There we go. Nice little die chip. That's about 50% coverage. What you really want to find is the die chip coming out even to here and covering up that. That'd be 100% coverage. I keep these anyway, just for the heck of it. The only thing I'm probably taking on all those die chips is turn them back into the bank if I need money. Beehive's gonna be a different story because I'm looking for another hard drive, and the one I'm using now right now for my computer is gonna become a data drive for photos only. So I have to be able to edit photos, reduce them down in size, so I can upload them to a website. And also different varieties of beehives, die chips and nickels you can find. Still have yet to find a cud. I've been knowing about cuds since I was 13 years old and have yet to ever find one raw in the wild. "2008 Philly." Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Type your name in chat, I will recognize you, call you out. I should be respectful. Silly questions or any question about coins is okay. Personal stuff, no. Hey, up to 4, and now up to 3 more people. Yay. Just how many nickels and pennies and dimes, oh my. I couldn't resist that. Pennies and nickels, oh my. I don't like to do, I may one time do a box of dimes. Yeah, look, we got a beehive right there by the F. The FS beehive. That's what I call that one. Just a weak area right here on the die that it occurs. $79. See how it looks kind of muddy? This is the beginning of die deterioration. There's something stuck on the back of that coin. Did I get it all off? Yeah, that dies. Both dies are starting to wear out. This one, the same thing. Not dirty dies or grease strike through. It's just a die starting to wear out from the pressure being struck. It's amazing how much abuse these coins take. $16 Denver. I want the silver ended up today. Actually, I'll probably just reopen the markets now in China. At one point it was 40, almost 40, is a little bit over $40 an ounce. Return to Monticello is what they call this one, the 2006. That's why they call it part of the Westward Journey series. But now I will say this, as much as I hate in buying colorized coins, I did buy all the Louisiana coins that are colorized, the state, national park. I bought the West Virginia series that were colorized. I got a map, just the kill boat. It's a map of the West Virginia series where the kill boat's painted. You gotta realize my state produced a total of 15 full or partial states from the Louisiana Purchase. So we gave part of our land to Canada. So our state got ripped off. 79 Denver. '87 Denver. So what I will do, early stage beehive on that one. '2006 Philly. That's some junk on it. I might go get that off with some rubber and alcohol. I lost my stacks. Well, I'll hold this one back. Okay, let's get something. Well, I'll hold this one back. Beehive. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get everything reorganized. Just give me a second. Die chip. Early stage beehive. I keep this one. Well, I keep a 2015 Denver. Nothing on here. Oh, possible. Oh, full. No. It's not consecutive. Oh well, I'm going back. This is $30 worth of nickels I've been going through. There's a 54. Heck yeah, we got another free. 62. Denver. Possible RPM on that one. $2016. You don't know when the cuts are going to occur, so that's why you always check both sides of the coins or errors. I found a few pre-beehives on Denver's, not many. Now, if I had known about beehives back in 2006, can you imagine all the coins I would have? I went through, the kids were in school, kids needed money. Oh, that's doubling in that window right up here or not. That's just lighting. That's lighting. I didn't pay attention to no coins, anything like that. Had a jug, and every so often I take that jug. Now I ain't thinking to go back to my bank with the money and cashing in. Going to Walmart, cashing out 13% was not a good deal. It's 3% in my bank. I have to use the machine because I coin collect, and I go through boxes of pennies, rows of nickels. I found for myself we need to get dimes next. Oh, I got 2 rows of nickels rolled up, ready to go in case Domino's needs them. Store he works at. Looking for tone coins too. In fact, today I went and picked up from my local coin shop for the Whitman albums a blank quarter, nickel, and penny page. Whitman that has no place for proof coins until you get 68, I think. So I sometimes get, I got some proof coins here are pre-65, but there's no place for them. So I wanted a nickel page for those proof coins. If I find any ones that are toned. Got some nice toned pennies. I got some that are, I got one that's cotton candy pink. If I get this room straightened up the way I want it to look and all that, which I want to build some shelves and stuff for my books, I'll do a video tour of the books and all that. In fact, I got a shelf I got to fix. So I need to get some black paint, some kilts, cut a little strip of wood, fix the top shelf on my bookcase over there because it broke. Parker board. Okay, this is beat up pretty bad. That's an 81. Oh, was that the year they flew the show over my high school? I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it's 81 or 82. One year, they landed a space shuttle in California, and they flew it back from Cali to the Cape, or the Kennedy Space Center, how you want to call it. And on the way back on the southern for the southern flyover, they flew across Baton Rouge. They circled Baton Rouge with the, oh, this is full of steps. That, my friends, is full of steps. A little toning action going on. .22 Philly. I'm keeping that one off to the side. See, sometimes you can't find full steps. And they circled Baton Rouge, I don't know how many times. The principal came across the intercom saying, teachers, please allow your students outside a flying space shuttle over Baton Rouge right now. We was out there for a good 10 minutes watching them fly the space shuttle. They flew across Vegas, El Paso, Houston, Lake Charles. I'm trying to remember this. Oh God, I'm having to dig back. Baton Rouge. Then they flew to New Orleans, and then from there they flew over the Gulf. But then I want to say they flew over the Gulf coastline, so everybody along the coastline could see the space shuttle. I'm gonna have to look that up. What year they flew the space shuttle over Baton Rouge, and what was the actual flight path? But I think that's what they announced what they were doing because it was in the newspaper. That's just damaged. I thought it might have been a rim cud. Oh, we got 39 first year. There is a counterfeit, a Henny nickel. Have yet to find, I mean, not first year, second year. What I'm saying first year. A buddy, Dirty Water, just found a henny nickel. Nope. There's no notch in that ore. And this is a Philly. And no doubling in Monticello. Oh, man. That'd been great. They've been a double die. Even that state, that's like a $30 coin graded. That, I don't care what the cost is. Have a double die, 39. Now, the question is this the reverse of 38 or 39? And you can't tell by the steps, so you have to look to the other markers, and that's the S. I think this is the reverse of 38. It has to do with the S and the pluribus. So I'm going to let's see. Is it, no, I need PCGS. Oh, yeah. Let's see if I get PCGS on here. Oh, it'd help if I had them on here also. There we go. Nickels. I'm looking right now. There's only been 4 nickels in the history of the United States: the Shield nickel, the Liberty nickel, Buffalo nickel, and Jefferson nickel. And if you go to this half-cents, 4 half-cents from 1793 to 1857. Then they came into large cent, 1793, and with the half-cents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different large cents and 4 small cents. Huh, how to verify if I was human. The highest known grade, 67 plus, $550. So I'm looking at the reverse of 38. Let me go back to, no, what? I hate when it does that. It kicked me out. I backed up and it kicked me out. Okay, that may be the reverse of 38. Let's see what 39 says. Oh, I need varieties. I think that's the reverse of 40. They're having 2 different spots. Just, Waiting for photos to load up. They have a comparison. They show the steps, but you can't compare it by the steps. The steps on 38 are wavy, 39 are straighter. That is the reverse of 40. Okay. 39 is reverse of 40. Sorry, it takes a second to get the right photos up. Okay. Back to pennies. Back to pennies. So we got 6 rows of nickels left. I got a bunch of pennies left. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Well, since somebody said, hey, anything to me, Dan was the last one, a long time ago. Doing pennies, nickels, and dimes. We found a Canadian cent, finally. 1975. I have to do excess. I can't get gas tomorrow, I think. I do have Canadian cent coming up. We're going to go ahead and do this one. Almost an ender. We'll do this one. Got Canadian cent on the hunt. On the hunt. Canadian cent number 9. So let's see what the first coin is. And this one's going to be 42S. What mint style is that one? Oh, no, not 5. Roy Vista lists all the mint styles. If you don't see what they are, you just need to go there and go look. On the 28, you want to look for the large S. We have a small S. This is called a trumpet tail. on the 42. I think they need. That don't look like a trumpet tail. No, that's a trumpet tail. That's meant more MMS style number 4. Trumpet tail. Now 44 actually has 2 styles. So, yeah, we got another Wheatie on the board. So that makes number 9. I was taking out the roll. I saw that. It's like, wow. I went on it anyway because it's one of the kinds you fold over on both sides. 1980. '99 Denver. Sometimes you go to coin stores, they do sell wheat. I got one that sells Wheaties by the bag, the little small bag for $4. They sell a big bag for $35, which is about 500. And usually what I do, I roll up Wheaties, buy the small bags, because they come with a still cent per bag. I don't really search those no more. I probably should. I do take out any of the coals, like people where they polish up the coins or whatever, make them look like they're brand new and they're really not. I buy the bulk to replace those. On the side, I'm going to start going to the bulk and separate those by the decade first. Then I'll separate by the year, and then from there I'll go by mint style. Or, whether it's a D or S or Philly. But knowing that some of them had different mint mark styles, I may start grouping those together to sell. Trying them all roughly in the same condition if I can, possible. These, what you read, looking for spike heads. That is just grime. Looking for the extra V down here on the 2023s. Or any type of die crack, Let me check the closing of that dryer. I'll do that before I go get my son. Picked today to wash the bath mats. Yeah, and I should have shaken them outside first, but I didn't. So, I'll tell what's all in that filter. I got one of those door filters. I really hate it because there's junk up in there. So, I want to give me a 3D printer. Design the end. That looks like that's got some doubling down at the bottom of that ribbon. But that may just be this. Nope, it's not sticking out. It's the shininess of the metal. So I'm going to design a 3D print an attachment from our shop vac so I could clean out that trap. Where the trap goes in at, the lint trap. Okay, I'm not going to stop and check that one out. It's just, I'm looking for the reverse of 89 on those 88s. Because that condition right there is probably about a $50 coin on eBay. So, glad I finally got another wheat cent. So 9. That's 3 above my average for this year. The most I've ever found customer wrap has been 16, and that was with 40 rolls, not 50, but just 40. That's all they had. Imagine I probably would hit 20, maybe. The rate I was finding those in that roll, I was from those at my mom and dad's for 3 months. So. Only a couple of 2009s. A lot of people in my area, I think some of them are pulling up those Lincoln cents now. The last box I had a bunch of nice 2009s. Let's see, where's the other one at? Let's compare the G. Looking at the G. That one seems to be a little bit fatter. That may be. Nope, it's straight. This thing's hard to slow down. Going up's not a problem. It's just going down is a problem. That's just dirty. I'm not going to try to look for the date on that one. Always looking for any type of doubling on the letters. There's a 79. Slight thickness, but I'm going to call it double die. I think it's just worn down pressure. People grabbing it with their thumb and all that. That's what that's from. Now I'm seeing splits on there. '78. Got a lot of environmental damage. Could have been found outside in the ground or something. I also want to get me a metal detector. Where I live at, Civil War, where I live at, was the picket line for the Confederates when they was building up forces to try to retake Baton Rouge. There's a river nearby called the Cold Meat River. The original river went down by close to where my church is. That was the main defensive line. Actually kind of cut across. Because kind of horseshoes around like this. They built Drummond Springs Road, went from gravel to concrete. They took this out and they built a straight line across. So you got this little bayou run up in here and over here. Where I live at, they had a picket line. So the Confederate forces actually went across a U shape like this. My neighbor next door's grandson was a metal detector in his yard. He actually found the side piece for the flintlock attachment of one of the guns used during the Civil War. So now I want a metal detector in my backyard. Now I allow him to do my front yard. He hasn't found anything yet. Um, he said, he asked me if he could do the backyard. I said, nope, not with the tree right as it is. And I want to find something in my own backyard. He goes, well, I give it to you. I said, no, something I want to do. So I want a metal detector in my backyard. He has found a key that goes to no like shift robe or armoire, portable closet, basically. Or been into an old door lock. Who knows? Who knows what was here back then? You know? I tried to do some research, but where I live at was woods at the time of the Civil War. You got 3 coppers and 1 Wheatie. I'm a big Civil War buff fan. I've been to Stone Mountain, Georgia. Been to Shiloh, Vicksburg. Took the kids to Port Hudson, which was the last Confederate stronghold in the Mississippi River to fall. In fact, our scout troop designed the patch for the historical hike, which they now made available for anybody who does the historical hike. But if you do it as a Boy Scout or Cub Scout, there's a different border to get. I got the Cub Scout one. I need to go back and get the Boy Scout one. They have one for anybody. The one for anybody is a white border, I think. No, the Cub Scouts are a red border, and the Boy Scouts is the blue border. And it's kind of cool. You get to walk through some of the. They got one trail that takes you through part of one of the trenches, and they kind of maintain that trench. Look like how it did back then. Pretty cool hike. I think the hike altogether, the historical hike, is about 6 miles, 7 miles. They couldn't do a lot because the battlefield was over a lot bigger area, but a lot of that land's on private land. This is just on the state-owned land that the trail is. This is a nature trail that takes you down to the Mississippi River. But contrary to what you read in the books on the Civil War, they were still able to get supplies across the Mississippi River, but not as much as they could when the Confederates owned the control of the Mississippi River. So, the reason I thought about my house is our church broke ground to build new offices and all that. And they had the state historians out there as a metal detector. He found like 8 or 9 Mercury dimes, 8 or 9 Liberty dimes. Liberty had dimes where he used to play football on as a kid. Plus he found a couple of musket balls, mini balls as they call them. And he told me about that. He told me about the area. Okay. We have a die crack. Now, E pluribus unum is recessed into the coin, but we have a die crack tying the U and the R together. That's why you want to check both sides of your coins. That's a die crack here. That's a depression there. There's a crack on the die that's here and here, and just you can see where it just stops. It just sharp stops. If there's a depression, it will go through. We'll see more a line like this going across at U versus what it's doing there. So that's actually a die crack on the die. This is a small date. The small date is determined by this width. I'm surprised Big Good's not in here. Usually he jumps in on my live streams on Monday nights. Oh, it's 9:22. So we're going to probably finish up these pennies, and I have to even go get my son from work. I was going to try to get here about 6. Kind of waited a little bit too late because I was watching a movie on YouTube. It's more of a political movie, but I like the movie anyway. It's John Wayne and the Green Berets. As a kid, I was a big-time John Wayne fan. Still like his movies. Cowboys was one of his better movies. One of the last few movies that he made in the 70s before he passed away from cancer. Some of the movies he did, like in McClintock, his daughter was in the movie. I think some of his sons appeared in some of the movies that he made. That man tried to enlist in World War II, and the government said, nope, we need you to help make movies to keep for the war effort, and that's what he ended up doing. He got turned down by every branch in the service. They felt he was too valuable an actor. So the movies like Sons of Iwo Jima, the Seabees. I think the Seabees was the first World War II movie he made, I think. That's one of the few movies that he dies in. He dies, of all the movies he made, he died in 7 movies. Now, B movies I don't know about, but all his major movies that he made, he died in 7. And ironically, the last movie he made, I think it was The Shootist, was when he was dying from lung cancer. And I think of the actor's name, who played the guy that, oh God, I can't think of his name. He's the director now. Was in the movie with John Wayne. Oh, I can't think of his name. I'm probably stopping and typing and looking it up. So yeah, we're getting close to 2 hours. We're going to do these rows of pennies. So we're up to 6. And I do have to work tomorrow. I love Mondays off, but I hate the rest of the week. 3 regular hours at 9 hours, and a short day of 4 hours, and sometimes we get slammed on them days. That's a die scratch. So I gotta hurry up and get these pennies done. Glad I did that wheat cent first. When our trip did Vicksburg, did that in January. We used to do historical hikes in January. We got away from that. Why, I do not know. The trail, the Vicksburg is such a huge battlefield. I think the national park, we hiked it. I did that whole hike without water. Wouldn't let me go back and get my canteen. Let me tell you, I told my mama that. She gave the Scoutmaster that year an earful. But I hiked that whole trail. It was about a 15-mile hike. Well, taking a drop of water. We got back. I was glad my canteen was in the troop trailer. I went straight for that trailer and grabbed my canteen and drank. I drained that canteen in one fell gulp, basically. Now, this is hub doubling on the 2017. You can tell by how thin the upper right arm is, how thick that left arm is of the Y. We got slight thickness in the word in the R, T, and Y. More of the Y, so that's hub doubling. I find those all the time. I can keep them. Now, if the day was double, that meant a whole different scenario. But that cat's eye, snake eye, whatever you want to call it, I would have kept it. That's the plating issue with the copper plating. Bees ain't rot in a couple of years. There's an AT large date. See if it's copper or zinc. It is copper. The AT large date. It's a copper. I like to break out my double eyes one day. Just do a short video on that, including the 2024s. I've found 5 of those so far. Maybe some more, but what I thought was machine doubling, so I need to dig out those tubes and go through those tubes. Yeah, it's getting late. Everybody's starting to go to bed. So I'm gonna try to sell. I may try to sell it tomorrow night. If I don't, we'll finish off the nickels tomorrow night, maybe, and one set of pennies. And then I'll spend Thursday. If I sell Wednesday night or Thursday night, I haven't decided yet. I may sell Thursday night. If not, Wednesday night we'll finish off the rest of the pennies. What slows me down is I stop to look up stuff. That slows me down, but I want to make sure to tell y'all what I'm seeing is correct. Do you have looked up Dirty Waters coins and collectibles? Dude found a henny nickel. He has the most insane looking finding stuff like that. Got his on a 39. See, that's a plancha there. That's a die gouge. Or it's raised into the die. So when it strikes, it goes into the coin. Same thing there. It's not like what I found just a second ago where I have a die crack running across. The die crack on a 1966 quarter is an SMS quarter. That 64 they made some test runs of SMS coins. Few got accidentally released. they think they have them all accounted for, but one just sold. I don't know if it's Harris and Auctions or somebody. Great collection. A couple $1,000 to 64. I found a 66 with the die crack going right through United. Videos, so I haven't loaded the video up yet, but I will. I got about 20 videos to upload, so I'll probably do a short in the morning right before I go to work. Or I might do it at lunch. I haven't decided yet. There it is. $2004. I have one sent to me. And that's not it. This is a DDO. Did a video on that. It's a copper coin, 69 Denver. Almost a floating roof, not quite. I see the two lines tying the roof together. Well, I think everybody's left. I'm ready to call it quits on this live stream for tonight. Appreciate everyone that came in. An hour and a half since I had a comment from Dan. 82 Denver. That is a copper. Large date. I mean, not copper, zinc. And it's chewed up. Ugh. But I'm not keeping that one. I think 2024 is a wow. I really want a box of 24 Phillies. I really want a box of 24 Phillies. I'm going to have to go get my son from work. If anybody subscribed, I appreciate it. Thank you. If you left a comment, a like, I appreciate that very much. I know it's a weekend, everybody's tired, been traveling, been family, barbecuing, all that. I can understand all that. People don't want to come on, stay long. I like questions. Like I said, if you ask a question, I don't know it, I will find that answer. Want to start kids off into this hobby? Buy the cheap books. Don't buy the nice Whitman or Dansko. Nothing, just buy the cheap books. Then put the coins in. They teach them numbers, for one thing. Dates, another thing. Doesn't be perfect. But they can always upgrade later. 70, that's postment damage. So that's going to be it. We end up with 6 more. A total now. It's 195 at 36 rows hunted. So it means I got 14 more rows left to go through. That doesn't sound right. Oh well. So pick all these pennies up. Oh, is that shit not copper? Oh, that's the zinc. So everybody have a good evening. Thank you for coming out. Catch y'all next time.